let's take a look at how the markets are faring. Equity markets have generally been showing signs of consolidation in recent weeks. They've been neither selling off nor moving higher after a strong first quarter for most of them. The JSE ended higher in April with a gain of 0.68%. But markets globally are expected to continue to make new highs, at least for the next couple of months. But to help us better dissect the latest market news, we're joined by Michael Treherne. He's portfolio manager at Vestact. Michael, good to have you with us once again. The JSE, though, looks to be winning back lost gains, but the rand remains fairly weak. What is driving those moves?
Yes, Tommy. So as you pointed out, April, the JSE all shares up 0.7%. That's our 6th month in a row that we've seen a green JSE, so that's great to see. If you've got a pension in South Africa, a bulk of that's invested in the market, so a green market is good for everyone. Today, our market's up 0.6% for the day, and that comes on a choppy US market yesterday and most of Asia being closed today for public holidays. The rand's been fairly range-bound at the moment, trading between about 14.40 and 14.50 at the moment, at 14.47. And that's just, there's no major market-moving events happening at the moment. Last week was very, very busy from a news perspective. Market has digested that, and now it's waiting for its next catalyst to drive into a different direction.
Now, the pace of vaccination rollout on the African continent needs to be ramped up if we want any hope of preventing a fourth wave of the COVID-19 infections. And given the pace so far, a third wave is expected over the next few months across most African economies. At least that's what the experts are saying. Will this, by any chance, dampen the second quarter economic performance?
I think there's no doubt that any third, fourth, fifth wave, whatever number it needs to be, is a dampener on economic performance. What we need to see is what does infection numbers look like, what do death rates look like, and as you point out, the best way of dealing with all of this is to have the bulk of the population vaccinated, particularly those who have a higher chance of dying from the virus. There's a whole host of reasons why the African continent has been slow to vaccinate. I think it is worth pointing out that our death rates hasn't been as bad as European countries, and that's because we've got a younger population in Africa, and that's partly helped our economy stave this off. But at the end of the day, lack of tourism, lack of economic activity, that cycle tends to repeat itself if we don't resolve the cause.
Let's take a look at MTN. The company in Rwanda is today the first mobile network operator to list its shares on the Rwanda Stock Exchange. How significant is this listing, and what does it mean for the MTN Group's offering across the African continent?
I think it is significant, probably more in a symbolic way than an actual financial or figures way. Rwanda is roughly only about 2% of the Nigerian business, so it is one of their smaller territories that they operate in. But MTN wants to be seen as an African brand, and the best way to do that is to have Africans from multiple countries being able to invest in the company. And if you're able to invest in a company, you feel more part of it, you feel like it's more of a home company instead of a foreign company coming in. So I think from that perspective, this is a very significant listing, even though on a financial basis, it is rather small.
Now, Equities Property Fund released its financial statements for the year ended 28th of February 2021. Take us through this group's service offering and their overall performance.
The numbers came out this morning before the market opened. It does look like the market's a bit disappointed with these numbers. The share's down 4% today, so it's quite a big move considering the overall JSE's up. It is worth pointing out that over the last 12 months, the share is up around 30%, so it has been doing well recently. For viewers who don't know what the property company does, they focus on logistics warehousing. So if you've been out north of Joburg, you would see a lot of their warehouses there, and they've got big customers like all the retailers are their core customers. Overall, their revenues are up, so that's good news. Profits are down, and that's because of some financial interest rate derivatives. But as Tom Cruise said in Jerry Maguire, show me the money, and that's what management have done here, and they've increased their dividend. And that's, I think, the main thing that you need to note from these numbers is the dividend's gone up. It shows that management is confident with the future of this company, and they've seen good cash flows from their anchor tenants.
Well, Michael, thank you very much for that. It certainly is all about showing where the money is. That's Michael Treherne there. He is a portfolio manager at Vestact with today's market news.